I run a global team, so I work across 3 time zones. So my day tends to be, quite long. So I start very, very early and actually finish quite late as well. Most of the day is really spent in meetings. Lots of team meetings, lots of one-to-ones with my managers. I started off, after university, I did a computer engineering, degree. And I started off working in a company that was building software. So, building programs and also administering systems for large, international global organizations. I then transitioned into consulting. And actually I found that quite interesting because what we're doing is working with organizations and actually using technology and data to solve business problems. What I've done in the last 15 years is actually I've then transitioned into financial services. So I look after, data and data science. I actually think that the world is going to change quite a lot through the use of, data and technology. I think we're starting to see some of that, right, with ChatGPT and technologies such as that. I've always wanted to be an engineer. In fact, my kind of journey started when I was a young boy in Southern Africa. I just accidentally happened to be watching TV, and there was a panel of adults that were discussing a particular topic. To be honest, I can't quite remember what the topic was all about. But what struck me the most was there was one particular participant that everybody kept referring to as the engineer, and everybody was giving that person so much respect. And then I say to myself, actually, when I grow up, I want to be I want to be an engineer as well. I want to be like him. So that's kind of how I started. Every year, I give myself career, professional, and personal objectives. So I do that every year religiously. So in 2022, what I actually did, one of my objectives was to become a registered engineer. So I then went onto the website, downloaded the materials, and started looking at it. It was a little bit confusing, to be honest, to start off with. I then got in touch with the professional registration team, was assigned a mentor, and actually started the entire application process. I found the application process to be really challenging, actually quite rigorous as well. It's not always easy to understand, especially what's required of you. How do you pick your body of evidence to support your application? I found that quite challenging. But I think what's really helpful, right, is the registration team. I think they're really fantastic. I couldn't have done it without them, especially Lucy. I think I worked with Lucy right from the start. And I have to admit, I think she was answering a lot of my stupid questions because I had questions along the entire journey. But once you get that support, you get that advice, I think the rest of the process becomes a little bit easier. The journey to CEng requires time. I think you need to be patient. You also need to make sure that you go through your experience and your work life and choose the right evidence, to absolutely satisfy the requirements. Also take time to make sure that you prepare for your interview, not only in terms of the material, but actually do a bit of dry run as well so that you come fully prepared for the interview. After registration, I think what I've noticed is the moment I mention that I'm a certified engineer or I'm a fellow, I think the amount of respect that you get changes for the better. The other thing I've also noticed is even at work as well. I mean, in my own company, the fact that now I am a registered engineer, I'm a fellow, actually my profile has gone up. One of the things that we're trying to do now is actually use my fellowship to actually build our own internal certification program to try and attract engineers into the organization as well. So it's been really, really positive. I'm a big believer of giving back. So, one of the things I've been doing is actually volunteering for the IET. So I'm a part of a panel that does all the pre-interview assessments. The great thing about it is I think you get to read people's applications, you see the diversity, the various experiences that people have. I find that quite interesting. It's something that I'll continue to do going forward. I think, over time, would want to help, especially youngsters, that are coming from maybe a minority background or, a previously disadvantaged background, including women as well, to make sure that actually we can encourage them to choose engineering as a profession and as a career. My definition of success is if you are achieving all the things that you've set for yourself, professionally and personally, that means actually you're being successful, which is also back to the reason why I set my own goals and my own objectives every year. And obviously you need to be quite disciplined in making sure that you follow them through and actually you achieve what you said you want to achieve. I think from a professional perspective, my next steps are, maybe short to medium term. What I want to do is continue to work in the industry that I'm in at the moment, which is financial services, lead and also mentor individuals to be able to use technology and especially data to help companies become better. But I think my long-term objective is to run my own company. So I want to, create my own company and actually run it as well, hopefully successfully.